Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Toni Homeperm Show. Tonight we have it's the feedback. I put it on mute, but then it unmuted itself. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Well, I'm here tonight with my very special guest, Long Island's premier drag king, Makon Mayhem.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Say hello to Facebook, which is
hello, Facebook.
Which is a little unusual for you because Makon is not on Facebook. You are.
I'm not.
You are a big Instagrammer.
I am the Instagrammer. Yes.
You are. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. She loves Instagram.
Yes.
You post so many.
I do.
Great things on Instagram and
constantly.
I'm always hearting it. I'm always hearting it.
Yes.
And, and if there's something if there's like the two of us together or something, I'm always sharing it to my story. Have no idea what that means, but I do it anyway. Oh, I want to see if I can get in the comments to come up. I don't know if they will. Whatever. Anyway, neither one of us can see any of the comments because the eyes are kaput. What can I tell you?
I'm a man of a certain age.
Yes, and I am a woman of a certain age. So but it is what it is, everyone. So how are you?
I'm wonderful.
So you look very handsome tonight.
Oh, thank you so much.
So Makon is one of the most handsome drag kings that I've ever performed with. So not that I've been able to perform with that many, and that's something we will talk about.
This is true.
But yes. In my book, you are Long Island's premier numero uno drag king.
Thank you.
Of Long Island, but you're not. You just don't just perform on Long Island.
No, I do not.
Where else do you
I
usually perform?
in. I just recently performed at Stonewall.
That's
I'll
right.
be performing there again. I perform in Brooklyn and Queens. Yeah, I perform all over.
She's all over.
All over.
She's all over. So
all over.
you've got to follow her on Instagram. It's Makon Mayhem. I think just one word.
Yes.
No underscores.
No underscore
anything. It's MAKON MAYHEM.
Mm-hmm.
So please follow Makon Mayhem.
Please do.
So I have prepared some questions. We're going to delve into the nitty gritty, and we're going to find all about Makon and find out what makes him tick. So now, Makon,
yes.
Like myself, you are a singer.
Yes, I am.
So unlike a lot of drag queens that just lip sync, we both sing live.
Sing live.
However, you do have something else over on me, is that you can accompany yourself.
I do. I play a couple of instruments.
Yes, and I wanted to ask you, what precisely is your musical training, your musical background?
Well, here's an interesting thing. I never really learned how to play an instrument. I picked it up on my own, and
You're
then
kidding?
I picked up several of them on my own.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there was never any formal musical
formal
school
training. I mean, there was formal vocal training, but no formal training on an instrument.
Wow. So now I've watched you accompany yourself on guitar.
Mm-hmm.
What other instruments can you play?
Piano, bass, drums, and keys.
Wow.
And like banjo and ukulele.
Oh wow.
Harmonica.
So you could literally be a one-man band.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
That's fabulous. So if you ever get the chance to see Makon perform, go see him perform. He is extraordinary.
Thank you.
So, and I remember just recently you were performing and you were accompanying yourself on guitar and singing, and I was just like, wow, I wish I could do that, because I always have to rely on a backing track.
I can play for you.
We'll talk. We'll talk. But the thing that I always find difficulty in with the backing track is sometimes you don't know if the DJ is going to keep the backing track at an appropriate musical, at a volume for you when you're singing.
This has happened to the both of us, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's, yeah.
Yes.
You can't control the volume of the DJ. You can control the
No.
volume of the instrument.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. There's been a few times where I'm singing and the volume is so loud. It's like I can't sing loud enough, even on a microphone,
No.
to be heard. And I'm like looking at the DJ, and I'm like,
Mentally going, can you just get it down?
Of course.
I
Oh
got
no.
it for you. I got it for you.
My questions.
Here you
No.
go, love.
Oh no. I can't bend down in these shoes. It's a physical impossibility. Oh. Okay. So now, before you became Makon Mayhem, I have to assume that you were performing, doing, as a musical
I was.
person.
I was.
Okay.
I was
What did you
performing
do?
in you know when you go to see a musical on Long Island, I provide the music in pits for it. So I play music for shows, for theaters.
And so what theaters have you done that?
Saluna Studios, Creative Ministries.
Oh, Creative Ministries, where we perform together.
Yes, we have. The Stage in Merrick.
Okay.
Bayway Arts Center in East Islip. They've hired me out at different places. I'm like self-contracted, so if they need, it's like when they need a ringer for a choir, they just call me in to do what I need to do.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun.
Nice. And have you performed, as an actor?
Yes, I have.
You have.
I have.
Okay. And then musical theater, or just
Musical theater. Me and straight play. I don't think I could remember that much information.
Oh, okay.
It seems like it's too much for me to
Too much?
retain.
Okay.
I do better with song.
But when it's song, you're good.
When it's song, I'm good.
When it's song, he's
Yeah,
golden.
I'm good. If
golden.
it's just me and having to speak, that seems like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It seems way too intimate. Like it just.
Okay. So what are some of the musical productions that you've performed in?
I've gotten to be Hedwig and Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
Ooh.
That was fun.
Nice.
I've been Judas in Jesus Christ Superstar,
Mhm.
a gender bending role, which was fun. I've done a lot of shows. I did day rep for East Islip Broad Hollow Theater.
Mm-hmm.
I was the narrator in Frosty the Snowman, and that went to John Engelman Theater.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done some fun theater.
Okay.
I enjoy
So
it.
he's a busy boy.
I'm a busy boy.
Busy boy. Okay. So we delved into your musical background and your training and these things. So what caused you? What was the impetus that gave birth to Makon Mayhem?
Interestingly enough, I was playing a show at East Line Theater. It was an original musical called Prospero, and they had like a New Orleans jazz band, and I was the only girl in the pit. And everyone was doing their makeup fun and crazy, and putting glitter in their beards, and I was like, well, I don't even have a beard to put glitter in, so let me give it a go. I'm going to be tucked behind a drum kit, and it's fun, and the band was seen from the stage. So I dressed kind of like a guy. And one of my friends said, hey, have you ever done drag? And it's not that I'd never considered it, because as a kid, Victoria was like my go-to film. And through that, they gave me Annie Manildew's phone number, and she said, hey, do you think you could do a couple of numbers? And I was like, yeah, sure. Having never done it before,
Wow.
I thought that I could do it, and I did.
So the first time that I performed with you, it was at I think that was it at Governor's? I think
Governor's.
It was at
Yes.
the Governor's show that
It was.
that we did. Now, how long had you been doing drag at that point?
About 4 months.
Oh my God! I thought you had been.
This is shocking. I'm still under a year.
Oh, I'm shocked. I thought when I performed with you at Governor's, I thought you had been performing for years.
Oh wow, I really appreciate that. No, I'm actually
I did.
still a baby. I'm
Wow.
under a year in drag.
Under a year?
Under a year.
You're kidding.
September will be a year.
I had no clue. No clue.
There's the secret,
whatsoever.
kids.
I
Yes.
would have never guessed that in a million years.
Yes.
So, because the first time that I saw you perform, I had said he's fantastic. Well, how come I haven't heard of him before?
That's why.
And I was like, well, there you go. Now,
There you go.
Now
That
I
makes
find
sense.
out. You had only been doing it for about 4 months. Wow. But you had all that experience in
with theater. It does
help. Right?
It definitely helps.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. I mean,
because it's a character. At the
course.
end of the day, there's a character that you're portraying,
Of
that
course.
you're allowing other people like little insight into seeing, and
Mm-hmm.
you just stick to that, as you know, as
Yes.
you well know, of course.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I did theater, you know, when I was young, like in school,
Mm-hmm.
but never really pursued it. I wanted to, but it was like
But you
poo-pooed.
continued singing.
I did. Well, no, for a long time I didn't sing.
Really?
I didn't. I had stopped. There was like nothing creative.
Really?
And then I was just like, you know, I was like, what am I doing? I'm wasting my talent sitting in front of the TV
Yes.
night after night. And I was like,
And now you've let it out with glitter and hair.
yes, absolutely.
As everyone should.
Everyone should. Everyone should. There's nothing wrong with glitter hair
Nope.
or you know
A beard and a
stubble
mohawk.
and a mohawk. It's all good. So what exactly? So it was just people saying to you should, you know, call in and they'll do and give it a shot.
Give it a go.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, yeah, maybe I could do this. I think I could do it. And I had seen there was a drag king that I had followed on Instagram that I really liked, and I really liked the art, and the same thing with the queens of the makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Having always enjoyed makeup, and I thought that I could apply that to being a king.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, it's worked pretty well.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I enjoy it.
So everyone who sees him perform is quite thrilled. When you were doing when I was with you at the rail that night, and you closed out, and you were you know accompanying yourself on the guitar, and it was just like everybody was right up there, and it was like a little rock concert.
Oh, thank you.
To me, that's what it felt like. It felt like a kind of small, intimate rock concert.
Thank you.
It wasn't, you know, it sort of transcended drag. You know, in a way.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that in a way. I like being able to take the drag and put a little my own spin on it.
Yes.
So it's something different.
Yes. I mean, and I try to do that myself.
And you do.
Because thank you. Because I feel like that's the beauty of drag is the individuality.
Of course.
Everybody, you know, just putting their own stamp on it.
Exactly.
Because I've always said you could be a pale imitation of anyone.
Of
any,
course.
you know, thousands and thousands of other performers. But,
Exactly.
But, you know, there can only be one you.
Yes.
So
When I wanted to get into drag, I had gone up to some people and I said, you know, if I wanted to perform in drag, how would it go over? And a couple of people said to me, unless you're doing a Justin Bieber or a character, it's not going to play well.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of surprised by it.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out you don't have to do that.
No.
You can be whoever you create and do it the way that it's meant to be done for you,
Mm-hmm.
and it still works just as well.
Yes. And, you know, we both work with a lot of younger performers.
Yes, this is true.
And, you know, especially the drag queens, a lot of them, they're doing things that, you know, I certainly would never do. Like, you'll never see Toni Homeperm lip-syncing an Ariana Grande song.
I mean, I'd pay good coin to see it, but
it's
still.
never gonna happen. Ain't never gonna happen. And I'm fine with that. It's like it doesn't, you know. It's just, you know, if somebody's happy doing that, that's wonderful. But it just doesn't thrill me personally.
Exactly.
It's not.
It's not really your persona.
It's not my
it doesn't
persona.
suit you.
It doesn't suit me. It doesn't like.
Exactly.
It doesn't make me happy.
There you
so
go.
That's what.
Why do something that would make you gloriously happy?
Exactly. So whatever I do as a performer, I'm doing something because it entertains myself.
Exactly. And if it doesn't entertain you, it's going to show to the other person.
And then it's not going to entertain the audience.
Exactly.
So, you know, that's a very important thing.
Of course.
To, you know, make yourself happy because you want the audience to be happy. Even if, you know, you're doing a ballad, you know, because I've been venturing into those real sort of, you know, heart tuggers.
Yes.
Like, you know, when I do like Somewhere Over the Rainbow with the whole medley.
I love the way you do that.
That was actually, I think, when I did that, when you hosted the
Dragioki.
Dragioki. That was like and I wasn't in drag, I was as a boy.
I did not recognize.
She didn't know who I was.
Walked right past me and was like, hey, sweetie. I was like, I don't know who you are. Yeah. But it sounded.
And I was actually going to come and drag, but I had hurt my foot.
Yes.
I had hurt my foot, and I was like, "Oh no,
not today."
I can't get my foot into a stiletto, so no, I came when as a boy. So, but yeah, that was like the first time I did that
beautiful.
over the Rainbow
That was
song.
absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. Well, I was practicing a lot. I still practice it because that's one of those songs you can't just
No, I know.
It's a very difficult, very difficult song.
And people just assume that it just comes naturally. Sometimes it's work.
All
That's part of the illusion.
Yes.
All of it's work, hard work.
Yes.
Yes.
All that work and preparation.
And then you make it look easy.
To make it look
it's
easy.
It's like a ballet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those, when the ballet dancer, it looks like they're just floating on air.
Meanwhile, they're shaking.
Yeah.
No, it's the truth.
It's
the truth.
like years and years of
yes.
practice and exercising muscles to like be able to make it look effortless.
Exactly.
Yeah. But thank God we don't have to do any pliés tonight.
No pliés.
I don't think I can get my leg up on the bar.
Maybe a small pot of beret. That's it.
A short pas de deux. All right. So, there were so many tutorials on YouTube of drag queens doing makeup. Now,
yes.
I have not really seen, tutorials for drag king makeup. Now, describe to me, what is the makeup process to become a drag king? See, with a drag queen, we've got to take all those, those man features like man brows and things like that, and minimize them and contour and all these things. So what is the and your other persona is a very pretty lady.
Thank you.
So,
I appreciate it.
He is not a pretty lady. Makon is all man. So what goes into making the man?
It's interesting. It's the exact opposite of what a queen would do.
That's what I was wondering if it is.
So instead of slimming down, most drag queens slim down their nose.
Got it. Do that nose contour.
A king, I contour the outside to make it seem as though the bridge of my nose is wider.
Oh,
because the bridge of my nose is naturally more feminine.
Correct.
The same thing goes for the face. With the face, you contour it. Men's faces go in a little more on the sides. They have a harder brow line. So what you do is you take what the drag queen tutorial would be, and you don't listen to it, and you flip it, reverse it.
Exact opposite.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Interesting. And I don't know if you're familiar with Kevin Aquan.
Oh,
an amazing.
Yes,
of course, yes. So his book Face Forward has a lot of, not tutorials, but a lot of interesting tips on how to feminize and make your face masculine. A lot of like hiding tips, a lot of contouring tips that really do work.
I had bought those books for my ex, who was a drag queen, and I loved how he would turn celebrities into other celebrities,
or like, women into men.
Yes, like he turned Winona Ryder into Elizabeth Taylor.
Yes, he turned his mother into the name escapes me. Well known.
Remember, it's been so long
while.
since I've seen the book, but I don't even know.
Marlena Dietrich.
Yes. I don't know if the book is still in print.
I have no.
If you could,
mine's next to my bed.
If you can find copies of it, Kevin Aquan's Face Forward, and there was
Changing Faces, maybe
something. There were two. They're like the coffee
table books. Amazing tips.
And even if you don't want to read the tips, I mean, just looking through it,
beautiful. It's art. It's an art.
It really is.
He made makeup an art.
Yes, he was incredible.
He was phenomenal.
Incredible makeup.
Phenomenal.
Artist. Yes. I didn't know you
of
knew
course,
Kevin Aquan.
I know Kevin
Aquan. Yes, and unfortunately,
gone too soon.
Yes, I was just going to say that. Passed away.
Yes.
So far too soon.
Yes.
Such an incredible talent.
Beautiful talent.
I remember, and he did a lot of Rolling Stone covers. I think there was one. There was Madonna, and there was like two others.
He did all. He's the supermodel look of the '90s.
Yes.
Early 2000s.
Yes. And he did like so many famous people. Like I remember there was one time. He said he actually got to do Liz Taylor's makeup, and he was doing her makeup, and all of a sudden she stopped him and she was screaming for her assistant, and she was like, "Look how he did my eyes! See, this is how it should be done. This is how it should be done." And so yes, he was incredible,
brilliant,
incredible talent.
brilliant talent.
Yes. So, but now, do you have to use like a stronger foundation as the drag queens do?
I use like 3 different color foundations to try to blend out. Especially if like I have a couple of different looks, but for this one specifically, there's a lighter foundation. I have a white foundation, and then I have a really dark foundation, and then I contour on top of that to try to make it look somewhat, you know.
But now is it like I use Dermablend, actually. Well, a lot of times I'll actually I'll put on, I color correct for the beard because she can be quite hairy. I got to color correct.
But you look like a baby's bottom from right here too. That's not even.
But don't touch it.
Okay.
I can probably scrape the skin off an orange.
Me today too.
Yes.
The situation.
So I have to, orange color correct for the bluish of the beard.
Yeah.
Then usually, especially if it's going to be a long day in drag, I do Krylon paint stick over the beard area.
Oh, okay.
And then I do, all over the whole face, I'll do Dermablend, the leg and body makeup over the whole face. Because, there's a lot she's got to hide.
Yes. No, you look amazing though. You look amazing. I use stuff that you can, honestly, I use stuff that you can usually get from either Sephora or the...
Sephora? Oh, she's bougie. He's bougie.
I'm bougie.
He's bougie.
I'm bougie. It's a gift card.
He's bougie.
It's a gift card. Sephora or usually from like CVS. And I just work with that as best as I can.
I can't get away with that.
No, it's a totally different. They're 2 different species. Trust me.
See, that's why drag queens, we always say, cover girl, don't cover boy.
No, it's true. Cover girl, don't. It's But if I can get away with it, I do that. You know?
Okay.
And depending on what look I'm going for, sometimes if I do like the weird clown look that people have seen, I'll do like some of the glue stick tricks and all the stuff that I've learned from the queens.
So what foundation do you like from Sephora?
The foundation that I like right now is L'Oreal.
Oh, the fresh wear?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's creamy but like cool. It doesn't feel like it's caked on, and because I have to contour so much, it's a lot.
I can't get away with L'Oreal foundation.
No.
I am wearing the L'Oreal lips, the liquid lip, the Les Macarons.
And
I'm testing it. I think it's okay.
Okay.
It feels okay. It seems.
And it's holding up?
It's hopefully it is.
We'll
find out. We'll find out by the end of this.
Stay tuned.
If it held up.
Stay tuned.
So, yes. So, but yes, you're lucky in the one fact that you don't have to hide a beard.
No,
You've got to do the opposite.
You don't know. I mean, let's hope not.
But then you have to create. You don't have to hide the beard.
I have
but
to
then you have to create the beard.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I do.
Now, is that a difficult process to create the beard?
It's not having a shaky hand because I have like natural girl peach fuzz. It's fine. And I used to not like it. I used to be really self-conscious of it until I started doing drag, and I was like, this might come in handy.
Oh,
and it did.
Go.
Like it did. So I use on my little peach fuzz. I just go over it a whole bunch with mascara. And it makes it look like stubble.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
It's a trick. And then whatever I miss, I just go in with a little bit of a darker color and just try to cover up the spots.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Thank you.
It's amazing what can be done with makeup.
It really is, because if you saw what I look like as a girl and
Which
then as a boy,
you would never know.
It's night and day.
You would never know.
It's night and day. I've walked past people that I've met at gigs who have been like, I really don't know who you are. Don't you love that though?
Oh, I do.
The anonymity of it, it's.
I know. I was actually what was it? It was like Fire Island last year. Actually, it happens to me a lot. But last year on Fire Island, I saw these 2 guys who I'd known for years, like had like Thanksgiving at their house, and like I was walking out of the Ice Palace. It was 4th of July. It was the Invasion of the Pines, and I said I was like, oh, and I said their names. Hi, how are you? And they're like, hello, and I'm like, and they're like not saying anything. And I go, you have no clue who I am. Who do you? And they're like, no. And then I said, I'm Toni, and I, said, I gave them my, real boy name, and they were like, shut the the front door, and then the one guy was like, "Wait, I gotta get a picture. I gotta call my mom right now. She's not gonna believe this." Because I knew their mother and everything, and I mean, it was like
amazing.
It was
That
unbelievable.
Is brilliant.
Yes.
I've gotta call my mom.
Yes, I gotta call my mom right now.
She's gotta see this.
Yes.
Hold on. That's hysterical. That's really funny.
I know, but this is the other thing though. We don't live like this.
No, we do not.
We don't live like
No.
this. This is purely for entertainment. And
Have you had people ask you that?
yes.
I have.
Someone just the other day asked Frank, said, "Oh, does Toni dress like that all the time?" And he was like,
Yes.
he was like, "No, of course
yes,
not."
I get asked that often.
He was like, when he only does that for like, for shows and things. He's like, otherwise he's a dude.
Yeah. It's interesting, right? People just automatically go, "Oh, is this the way you live?" No, it's no, it's not.
And then the breastplate, they'll be like, I just had, we were talking about Long Beach full moon
Yes.
when I did the show there. I don't know, there was this group of straight girls. They were just enamored of the breastplate. They just couldn't get enough of it.
I can't say
And
they were
like,
it's beautiful.
They were like, "Are those real?" And I was like, "Of course they're real. I had to take out a second mortgage on the house to pay for them." The best thing is when you catch like a straight guy, like staring at them.
Right, though?
And I call them out. I'm like, "You're checking out my rack."
See,
And then,
mine's gay men. Mine's gay men.
really?
It is.
So will you get hit on by gay men?
Yes.
Ah.
It's usually either straight women
Mm-hmm.
or gay men. And what's your audience for that? Having that happen?
Well, straight women actually at that bar, the full moon.
Straight women.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if you could call it
yeah.
a straight woman. I mean, I don't know, but maybe she was gender fluid, but was like, "Oh, can I buy you a drink?" And I'm like, "No,
Look at you.
I was like, "No, my husband bought me a ginger ale. I'm good, thank you."
Yes.
And I was
Yes.
like, and like I said, the straight men, I always catch them staring
Right,
at the
though?
rack. But then when they insist that they weren't staring at it, I'm like, "You better stare at it." It costs me a lot of
Costs
money.
a lot of money. It's good
So,
money.
and
Stare away.
It's a great place for tips to go.
Oh yeah. See, I don't have it.
Yes.
I have
Now-
no place for the tips to go.
Now,
In my pockets. In my pockets.
So now you do have to do the opposite of binding, correct?
I do. I bind.
You do.
I do.
And how uncomfortable is that?
It's not a walk in the park.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first time I performed, I taped,
Mm-hmm.
and that did not work in my favor.
Oh.
So then I purchased a binder,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not exactly the most comfortable thing either, especially if you sing live,
Yeah.
because you need to breathing.
To breathe, yeah.
Breathing is helpful if you
It
sing.
helps to be able to breathe when you're singing.
So, but I can't really complain about it because then my heart goes out to people who live like this and who have to do this daily.
Right. Yes.
So I'm never going to complain about it because I do it for fun and for performance, and some people have to deal with this on a daily basis. So
Yes.
I really cannot complain about it. It's okay. It's not the most comfortable thing, but it could be so much worse. It could be my life and my daily things.
Yes. And I really don't tuck. Because I don't wear.
Getting to know.
I don't. Some of the girls, they wear these tight leotards where you're like,
right? Where did it go?
Where did it go?
It's like a magician. You're waiting to pull a bunny out of a hat. I have no idea.
I know. It's
the magic of tape.
I know. I know. It's like that's why I love to wear my 50s dresses with all the petticoats.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
And it suits you well.
Thank you. Yes, but something that a lot of people don't realize is a lot of drag is very uncomfortable.
Some of it can get slightly uncomfortable.
Yeah. Like for me, especially sometimes the shoes, because you've seen
I've seen.
I don't skimp on the shoes.
No, you do not. No, you do not.
I'm not. These are actually. This is a modest heel tonight.
They're beautiful.
Thank you. This was my friend Adam from Connecticut gave them to me, and I thought it kind of went with the outfit.
It really does.
So
it does.
my husband said, no, it doesn't go. But I was
It
like,
does.
I disagree. I disagree. So I'm wearing them. No.
It goes.
He'll get me back. He'll get me back for that.
It goes.
So I was like, I felt they went. But a lot of times, and actually, that's one thing that you've got. You can wear comfortable shoes.
The shoes.
You can wear, and I love those
It's true.
shoes.
Thank
I
you.
love those shoes.
They're my Dapper ones.
I need to get those for like, for just when I'm being a boy.
And these ones are very comfy. However, with the shoes though, there are shoes that I wear that like come up here and you can't move your ankle.
Oh, some
and
of
they
your
give
boots.
you some height.
Yeah.
And they, it's pretty. I mean, they're not heels, but the boots. Some of the boots are like a little uncomfortable.
Are they?
One of them is like 5 pounds each.
Wow.
So, yeah, no, and they have like
that's
grommets on them, and
That's
they,
heavy.
yeah, they look, they look badass. But
Yes.
I mean, but at the end of the day, they're heavy
They're
boots
heavy,
to
yes.
dance around in.
Yes.
It's a little difficult.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes by the end of the night, I've got a little bit of a neck ache. These are not these are not light.
If you go to
They
the
are
doctor
not
and
light.
explain why your neck's uncomfortable,
Yeah. It's like, why do you have to keep going to the chiropractor for that neck massage? Well, let me show you a picture of what I do.
It's
on
these gals.
at night. Yeah. but I love how it can make some outfits look. The breastplate.
course.
It's like some things. It's just like
of course,
it just makes the outfit.
Of course, it changes the whole look.
It does. It does.
It really does. I like it.
But it's a tool. I don't feel like I have to wear them every time.
No, exactly.
I do dress.
And
Some
it's part of
outfits-
the illusion.
It's part of the illusion. It's all an illusion. I
all an
always say
illusion.
that everything about Toni Homeperm is fake, except her talent.
I like it.
Basically,
I
everything
like
is
it.
fake except the talent. That's the
I
only
like it.
genuine thing.
I like it. Yeah.
Oh yes, but people don't realize that a lot of times we're performing and we may be in pain.
Not
we don't
saying
let
a
it
word.
show.
No, we don't.
Don't let it show.
No.
We smile and we get off stage and then you're like, ah!
Yes, it's true.
Oh God! It's like you throw the shoes off and it's like,
Mhm.
oh my God, so painful, so painful. So now, would you say that it is more difficult to be a drag king than a drag queen?
In some aspects, yes. In other aspects, no. Well, it's harder to get bookings as a drag king.
Mm-hmm.
There's that. I mean,
Mhm.
it's a truth. I'm not being mean, but it is. It's harder to get bookings as a drag king.
Mm-hmm.
And a part of me understands why. The queens have had the stage for a very long time, and to
Mhm.
share it's a difficult thing.
Mhm.
But drag kings do an illusion as well,
Yes.
just as much.
Yes.
So yeah, sometimes it's a little more difficult to be a drag. However, with that said,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not taping things that are uncomfortable and
Mhm.
all of that and going on heels clearly. So I mean,
Yes. Now, historically speaking, a cisgender woman dressing as a man has always been sort of socially acceptable to a certain extent. Like you look
Mhm.
back at, like, say, you mentioned her before, Marlena Dietrich,
yes.
who, like, back in the 40s were
Oh,
like very
exactly.
man-tailored suits. Katharine Hepburn,
Oh, yeah.
very man-tailored suits.
Mhm.
Diane Keaton, when she
Yes.
did that whole Annie Hall look.
Of course.
And there's always been something, even in fashion, where like a woman taking on certain aspects of
almost
masculinity,
androgyny almost. Annie Lennox
yes,
is another good example.
yes, androgyny and taking on like more masculine aspects is always been more socially acceptable than the reverse.
Well, then seeing Billy Porter in a dress at the Emmys,
Correct.
so to speak.
Yeah.
Which I think that's just as fine. I don't.
Absolutely.
I think I implore more men to go dressed in a dress to wherever you want to go.
Yes.
It's the truth.
Yes.
It's the truth.
And we ladies can invest in heels that have mirrors on top of the shoe.
Yes.
So no, don't do that. I'm just kidding. So, but it seems to me that it's always been acceptable for a woman to take on like more masculine aspects.
It's definitely a little more socially acceptable, without a doubt. than it is.
And even like I would say like even in business, like for a woman to
wear
be taken
a suit.
serious,
They have to look a little more manly.
Yeah, and
Like,
even act more. I feel even act more masculine.
Of course.
You know, in order to be taken seriously.
Of course, it's the truth though. It is
but,
the truth.
But the reverse, like a man who displays more feminine aspects is, you know, shame.
Faced with adversity.
Yeah,
and
you know.
There's shame and it's frowned upon.
Yeah. Even like as children, a girl that wants to play sports or excels at sports, she's a tomboy.
Of course.
A boy that wants to do ballet is a sissy.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know? So there's always been that. So I just often wonder if that might play into the prejudice against drag kings, that maybe people feel like well it's easier for, you know, a cisgender woman to do, you know, some more masculine things than for a, you know, really, you know, masculine cisgender person to, you know, feminize themselves.
I'm sure.
I mean, I don't know. I don't have the answers. I just ask questions.
No, but that seems to make a lot of sense. The theory of that, it seems to.
So I don't know if it's accurate. It's just, you know, it's just one of the things I wonder about. I as a child had to like fight very hard to hide feminine aspects about myself. Didn't hide them very well, and it was like, you know, in school was, you know, made fun of picked on, sissy Mary. I couldn't throw a softball to save my life, you know. Although I was in gym, the only thing that I did excel at was square dancing.
Me too.
So really?
Me too. They brought that one day, like on a Thursday at gym class, and they'd be like, "Ren, you're in bed. I got this. I can do this." I was never good at gym either, though, so it's okay.
I mean, I could do like nobody's business.
And it's at that moment they knew.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. But everything else,
When I was younger too, though, I dressed differently. I didn't ever feel comfortable in feminine clothes.
Really?
Yeah, no, never did. Mm-hmm. And growing up, I felt a lot of shame in that because, you know, kids would call you horrible words and dyke and tomboy, and nobody ever wants to hear that growing up. You want to feel normal. Right. Whatever your idea of normal is, whether it's from television or from your surroundings, you want to feel as normal as possible.
Absolutely.
And if that's removed and it's shown to you by your peers, you feel so small.
Yes.
You know? Yeah. If it's not, you can't lose weight, because maybe it's, if you're called chunky, you're like, maybe if I lose weight in your head, but you can't change who you are. No. You can't remove that. And knowing that you're different from a young age, because I knew at a very young age I was gay. Knowing that from knowing that from a very young age and being conscious of that, I thought maybe if I changed the way I dressed or looked, but you are what you are, and exactly. I think that now kids are having more of an opportunity to appear the way that they feel, and that speaks volumes as to how much we've changed and we've grown, but still there's a lot of work to be done.
Oh yes, I mean, there's definitely work to be done. But like some of the younger people we know, like say like Overreaction, who is, you know, breaking, you know, these gender stereotypes, and as a well, she's happy to call herself a drag queen.
Yes, non-binary performer though.
Non-binary performer, sings live, great singer.
Phenomenal,
and is you know, breaking down, you know, some of those stereotypes, which, you know, really need to go away. We really do. Because as we're sitting here in front of everyone, we're completely destroying, you know, concepts about what is gender.
Yeah, of course.
So there of course is a biological aspect to gender, which as Lady LaBelle said when she was on my show, the only person who really needs to know what that is your physician.
I love it.
Or you know, a significant other. But, you know...
You should hope they know.
You should hope. You should hope. Maybe they don't have to. Maybe I don't know. That's between you and your significant other. You know, what goes on in the bedroom stays in the bedroom. We're not going to ask. But this construct of gender of like what what a woman wears, what a man wears,
Yeah.
how a woman walks, how a man walks. These are just gender constructs that have been
because
created.
we grew up in a world where it was pink and blue.
Right. Yes.
And it's a spectrum. It's not pink and blue.
No.
It's not.
No.
I'm sorry. Surprise.
No, there's so many shades.
And they're beautiful.
Yes.
And they're beautiful shades.
Yes.
And I think that they should all be celebrated.
Absolutely.
I really do.
Yes.
And the same thing goes for trans performers, drag performers.
Yes.
It's hard for them to get gigs too, and I think it's wrong.
I know.
It's wrong.
I know.
They put just as much in as the rest of us do.
Of course. Yeah.
You know?
And anybody who can get up on a stage and give full 100%. I mean, they're
More power to you.
More power to them. Whatever their gender may be. So
Exactly.
It takes a lot of guts to get up on stage and especially doing what we do.
A little bit.
It's like we never know what we're gonna walk into.
It's true. It's true.
We never know what kind of
into some things.
We never know what kind of an audience we're gonna walk into. I did actually with Overy and Lavelle and Olivia a show a couple. It was back in June. It was for the Star Foundation, and it was at a motorcycle bar. Yes, and when we first pulled up, there were all these motorcycles lined up. My husband was immediately like, "We're gonna die."
Tonight's the night, sweetie. It's been a good run. Thank you.
But let me tell you, they loved the show.
See, but doesn't that speak to everything and make you feel better about how
Yes.
the world is evolving and
Yes,
changing?
absolutely.
That maybe you could go dressed like this into a motorcycle bar and leave that evening.
Yes.
That's brilliant.
And perform and get tipped and
yeah.
people were applauding. The only thing I did do was the set that I had planned. When I saw what the
Did you
crowd
amend?
was, I amended that set.
I've done that. I've amended.
Spot. Have you done that?
Oh yeah, I've
times?
amended. I've been
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna send you the new thing now.
Yes.
I don't think that this is gonna work here.
Yes. Yes, I had like more sort of Broadway type of songs on the playlist, and I was like, oh no, we're going.
They're not gonna know.
No, we're going.
Of course, yeah.
Gonna do some like rock and roll and
Yeah.
little,
Because you gotta play to your audience.
Yeah.
You gotta play to your audience.
Yep. I even did I finished with Walking in Memphis, which
Yes.
they
Which
love.
I've heard you sing.
What's that?
Which I've heard you sing.
Oh yes, you have.
Mm-hmm.
And so they went crazy over it. So that was fun.
Yeah.
So it ended up being a really good show. And I was like, when we first pulled up, like my husband was just like, "We're gonna die." I was like, "It'll be fine." It'll be
It's
fine.
all good.
It'll
Don't
be
worry.
fine.
You're
I'm
good.
like,
We're good.
don't worry about it. Inside, I'm saying to myself, "Oh God, oh God, oh God." And it was
Walk
fine.
me to the
It
car.
It was one of the best shows I've ever done. Like, and it was outside. And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It really was. So you never know.
You really don't. You
never
really
know
don't.
what you're gonna walk into.
It's
but,
true.
But when you're professional, you just gotta roll
You just
with the
walk
flow.
into it.
You just gotta roll with the flow. So, but now you did say that it is difficult sometimes to get booked as a drag king.
It is.
So.
It is a little harder.
Mm-hmm. So, and really, we don't really know why that is.
No, I really don't. And I've tried to think about it, and there's a lot of drag kings. There's not many on Long Island.
Yeah, that's another thing I want to ask you. It doesn't. I mean.
So. Maybe because it's an oddity or it's
I don't know.
unique.
There was my friend Tara, who her drag king persona is Prince Alarming.
Yes.
I think I did like a
the
show
first night I did drag,
Chats.
I met Tara.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh.
And they kind of handed the torch and was like, I did one, night of drag, and then I wound up being the Long Island drag king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would think?
There you go.
Who would guess? So, are there any other drag kings right now? I have not seen any.
On Long Island, I know of them in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
I know of them in the city.
Mm-hmm.
On Long Island, I don't really know of any drag kings.
It's strange.
Isn't it though?
It's very strange.
It is.
Yeah.
And I think I implore there to be more drag kings, please, by all means.
Mm.
There's.
I wonder too because the trend of uh, cisgender females doing drag as drag queens seems to be a trend.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if you know, and I think a lot of that is because of Drag Race. And I'm wondering if it hadn't been for that, if you know more of those individuals might have went more
King,
to be like
to be a king,
to be a drag king. I mean, I don't know. I mean, everybody does what they really want to do.
This is
but
true.
But I'm you know it's just one of those things that I ponder the question.
It seems to make sense though.
So
that definitely opened the door.
Yeah.
For a lot of people to say, I think I could do this.
Yeah, because that seems to be a new trend lately that I've seen.
No, yeah,
and
it's definitely.
Like, whereas like back when I was with my ex and he was doing drag in like the late '90s, you would have never seen like a cisgender female like doing drag.
No,
it just,
unheard of.
It was it didn't.
Not that it's a bad thing.
No, not
the
saying.
concept did not exist at the time.
Did not exist at the time. Exactly.
Yeah.
It was just nobody ever.
No.
It just wasn't
wasn't a thought
concept.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and I just wonder if that maybe that now that there's that option.
Yeah.
For that it's available. So maybe that's why those individuals instead of becoming a drag king decide to pursue being a drag queen.
Exactly.
So
probably
we do get to wear a little bit more bling.
You really do.
So that's there is that.
And I am jealous.
There is that.
I won't lie.
You do get to especially me.
Lie. It's true.
Especially me. I am blinged out.
I know.
I am blinged out.
Once in a while a glitter beard, but I mean it's not enough. It's not enough. Not enough bling. Not enough.
But but I often wonder about those things, like what makes someone go in one direction or another.
Yeah.
Because life is always like there's always two roads. Whichever one you take, there's always like that crossroads that you come to. And then you take that one road, and then there's going to be another one. Like so, life is just a series of these crossroads. That we, decide. Well, which way am I going to turn? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So, but I always say, take the one that maybe you're most afraid of.
I agree with that.
Because
you should be afraid of what you're doing a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if there isn't a little bit of that uncertainty.
Yeah.
I think we need that in our lives.
I think you need a little bit of fear.
Mm-hmm.
To drive you to succeed in something that you would like to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And even if it doesn't succeed, I think it's better to attempt something.
Of course.
And it doesn't work out, rather than years later say to yourself, "Gosh, I wish I had tried that. I wish I attempted it."
Exactly.
It's always so much better.
Exactly. I think that if you do it with a little bit of fear. And whether you fail or succeeded at least you can say, I tried it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes. It was, I'm thinking back to gotta date myself. I think it was when Prince won a Grammy or an Academy Award for Purple Rain.
Yes.
And he was doing his acceptance speech, and he said, life without adventure is death. And it's like that's always stuck with me in the back of my mind. It's so true. Life without adventure, it's not life.
No, what's the point?
That's one of the reasons why I started doing this, because I was like, just sitting in front of the TV night after night, and
exactly
bored with my life, and I was like, I just feeling like there's got to be more.
And there's got to be something to do, and something to do with my talent and my time, and you've done fabulous.
Thank you. And I didn't know if this would all work out.
Exactly.
I had no clue. I was like, gonna just dip my toe in the water, like praying that like, oh please God, don't let me fall on my face. But you have to try things.
Of course.
If you don't, and I'm glad I did, because I'm glad I didn't poo-poo the idea, because otherwise I'd still be right up in precisely up there.
Yeah.
Because that's where the bedroom is, directly above us, you know. Probably like, you know, binge watching Netflix, you know.
Good shows though this month.
There are good shows. I don't have time.
It's true now.
I don't have time to watch any.
None of us do now.
I've got too many shows.
True.
It's like, you know, and I never would have thought that I would. Like when I first started doing this.
Yeah.
You know, I remember saying I think I was saying it to Ivy Stalls. I was like, or you know, or was it Ivy or was it Annie? I don't remember. But I said to one of them, you know, oh, I know I'll never, you know, be doing like as many shows as like you do, and it's like.
And then,
you know, and now I'm very busy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very busy. Last week was like, you know, 4 different things as Toni Homeperm.
Yeah, this summer for me has been crazy too.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's difficult to get bookings, I wind up going to Queens in Brooklyn because they hire kings there.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you are getting booked, even if it's not on Long Island, because you are an amazing performer.
Thank you so much.
So, any misconceptions about drag kings that you
misconceptions?
feel?
I don't think that there's necessarily any misconceptions. I think that it's automatically assumed that we're all lesbians. I happen to be one. But I've worked with drag kings that are not.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the misconception is if you're gay, you're a drag queen.
Correct.
If you're a lesbian, you're a drag king. End of story.
End of story.
It's not so black and white.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so pink and blue. There's a whole bunch of fun, fabulous people doing performance, and I think that that's the biggest misconception.
Mm-hmm. And drag is like evolving so much lately. It's not so cut and dry as that. Like I mean, I pretty much am like old school drag. I mean, I freely admit that it's like painted to the gods, big hair, nails, jewelry, the padding, yada yada. But that's what I like to do. You know, that's what I prefer to do. But a lot of the younger performers are, you know, doing more androgynous stuff.
Yes.
And when you were just at Stonewall.
Yes.
And you were playing backup for Novazar, who is I believe Novazar considers themselves to be non-binary.
They are non-binary.
Non-binary. Amazing performer.
Phenomenal voice.
And yes, oh my God! If you and Makon is going to be performing with Novazar for Novazar's Invasion. At Stonewall. So if you're in the city, go see them. But Novazar has a very, you know, Novazar's drag persona to me is very not. The whole persona is very non-binary.
Yes, it is.
And androgynous.
It is. They don't perform necessarily with breasts, which is normally what you see on a drag queen. Sometimes they don't wear a wig. You know, very interesting, bright colors painted on their face.
Right.
It's a different form of drag, but it's still drag.
Still drag.
It's still drag. It's still a performance, and it's you know, I love seeing, as you say, old school drag, and I like seeing the new types of drag and the different takes on this art form. Nobody's sticking a flag in anything. You know what I mean? This is all been done. We're just finding a new way to put our own twist on it.
True.
You know, and I like that.
Yes.
Like, I don't. If there's another drag king out there that plays guitar, I'll learn how to juggle. You know, like I'll learn. I will. So just to have something different, just to be a little on the edge of something. That's my take on it, and I think that that's good.
Yes.
I think that it needs to. I think people in general need to evolve, and I think if the art's evolving, you have to evolve with it.
Yes, very, very true. It's funny that like my being old school in a way now, especially with the younger performers, is like sort of like edgy.
Yes, of course.
Nobody's really. It's like not a lot of, especially on Long Island.
No.
Like the young performers.
You are very unique.
I'm kind of unique for
and
that.
I love it. I'm living for it.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? But yeah, you know, whenever I show up at the shows, a lot of the girls are like, oh wow, wow, you're so glamorous, and he's like, well, yeah, I gotta do something to compete. I can't do a death drop. I can't do a cartwheel, you know.
Yeah, no,
So
I'm not doing that.
I gotta have something that makes me unique.
Yeah.
So, but that's.
And you sing live.
And I sing live.
So there's that.
But there's a lot more drag performers singing live on Long Island. So there's me, you, Overreaction, Olivia,
Yes.
Annie Maildew sings
Annie Maildew
live
sings live,
sometimes. I'm trying to think. Lady Andromeda has sung live
She's
with
got
you.
a beautiful voice.
Yes. So
She's got a beautiful voice.
so a lot of performers now are
and
doing that.
I think because once again your mind is set to this construct of what drag is.
Right.
A lot of us were kind of afraid to sing live.
Mm.
I was told, well, nobody's going to want to hear you sing live because it's a feminine voice. Who cares?
No.
Honestly,
No.
it doesn't matter. And I can sing in my lower register, or I can go in a higher register.
Right.
It doesn't. It's whatever it is in the moment that I feel.
Are you ever like searching for like the track and like the right key? It's like there's a song you want to do.
Oh yeah,
but
of course. And then you're
I
like,
can't
oh,
find
here
it in the key.
I can't find it in the key I need. Of course, yeah.
You're probably finding them in the keys are probably too low if it's like it's like a male song.
Of course.
And for me,
and
it's
I'm
like
in the basement, and I'm like, I'm not going to be able to hit that note.
Yeah, and for me, it's like I find something, and I'm like I start off, but then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, it's going way too high.
I got a program. I'll change the pitch for you.
Oh really?
Oh, I do.
Oh, I'm gonna be sending her some MP3s.
It's true. It's true.
You can bet your booty.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, I can change pitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll
Good
do
to
that.
know.
Yeah.
Good to know. Oh. All right. So we talked about misconceptions and inappropriate come-ons.
Ooh.
What about those? We touched a little bit on those.
Oh, yeah. People just some people just want to reach out and touch things.
Oh, do they?
Oh, they do.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll get asked, like, especially the straight girls be like, can I touch your boobs? And I go, yeah, go ahead. And they're like, ah!
Yeah, I had a, just grabbing it.
Ah.
Not even kidding.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Women, men, both?
Both.
Both?
Both.
Ooh.
You know, well, at our gigs from time to time, people tend to have a little bit of alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And the more that they imbibe, the more frisky they get.
True.
You know, and I've had it full on grabbed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I performed last Monday at Cherry's Dining with the Divas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm singing my first number, and all of a sudden, this girl just jumped up on stage, and you know, Cherry's is not a big stage,
No.
and like she's like standing like right in front of me, and I'm trying to like, you know, sing.
Hey.
You know, and I sort of had to just, you know, like smile and just move you know, away.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, she's
Right
blocking
there.
me
Yeah,
from
right
the
there.
whole audience.
Mm-hmm.
It was like that was the first time that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
And I was, you know.
I'm sure there's some really good stories. I mean, it
I'm
happens
sure.
to the best of us, yeah.
As far as my stories go, I mean, that's like, you know.
That's up there.
That's tame. That's tame. But, you know, they did have to, like, announce, you know, everyone, please do not get on the stage while the performers are performing. Cherries is insured for the performers, but not for you.
And you didn't have a Patti LuPone moment. You didn't scream.
Where are my backup singers?
Yeah.
Where are my backup?
Yeah.
It's like that. Did you ever see that the one time
Yes,
that she was singing?
Yes.
She didn't have the.
Yeah, I know.
I think it was this Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
She was trying to sing this Christmas.
Yes.
And they didn't have the teleprompter with her words.
Lost it.
It was hilarious. If you can probably find it on YouTube.
I'm sure you can.
It was hilarious. And
I'm sure you can.
I'm talking so much. I need to let this whistle. Mm. Oh. Have you ever done like a really long set and like you find yourself getting very dry?
Oh yeah.
So what do you do?
Usually I'll say, can you hold? It's usually when I'm singing and playing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, could you just give me a moment? Can I have a drink? Like just because.
You do? Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I'll stop.
Yeah.
I'll stop.
see.
Because if not, you know, you need to
I know.
do the craft.
I know.
Not cute.
It's terrible. Usually, like when I do the nursing home shows, and I'm doing about 11 or 12 numbers. I do like an hour-long show, and I'm kibitzing in between. I always have my little bottle of water.
Yes.
And it's like, you know, I go, excuse me, I have to take a little sip. But, you know, these senior citizens, they're like, they'll be like, oh, I bet it's vodka. And I'm like, it's not vodka. I'm like, if I was drinking this much vodka, I'm like, I would be on the floor. So, but I love doing those shows. They like the senior citizens are like, so they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A great audience. It's like responsive.
Of course.
So responsive. Unlike sometimes, I know you've had this happen, like at a bar or something, and you're pouring your heart out in a performance,
giving it your all,
and the audience just could not give
completely flat.
Yes.
Yes.
They could not care less.
Nope. No.
So.
It's like you're not there at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. It's happened.
And it's not really. It's not the performer.
It's not.
You know.
It's
probably,
not.
I mean, probably unless it was some big pop star on the stage.
Some crowds just don't feel it.
Yes.
Sometimes that happens, and it's I like that happens to comedians. That happens to. There are just nights where it's
dead,
flatlining the whole time.
Nothing you can do. So, what makes you choose between doing a lip sync performance and singing live?
Now I usually do one lip sync performance or two, depending on how many numbers I get in a gig, and then the rest live. I like to dance. I've always liked to dance.
Oh.
I love dancing.
Oh.
However, with a drag king, you don't do dancing as much as the queens do.
No.
And guys in general don't usually dance like girls would in like showgirls, so to speak, that do kicks and stuff. But I do like to move, and I enjoy doing that part. To lip sync tracks that I know that I would be able to keep up the whole thing with, like singing at the same time as, and then I'll sing live for songs that usually mean something to me or have some type, or I know that the crowd's gonna like the You and I What's Up. Everybody likes that, of course.
Yes.
And, so I appreciate that. That's usually my go-to now. Is what I do.
And are you like with me? If I do a lip sync, especially since I sing live, I am so consciously aware of making sure I get every, that my lip sync is as perfect as I can get it to be.
Because you and I have both seen performers, even professional ones on TV, that it looks like bubblegum. They're chewing bubblegum.
Yeah, or they don't know the words.
Yeah, or they don't know the words, or they're just
watermelon
phoning it in.
watermelon bubblegum.
Yeah. And I want it to seem authentic. I want it to seem like you get lost once again in the illusion that this is me singing, this is my voice, and that's what you get. Yeah.
Right. And I've had because I don't lip sync all that often, but there was like one or two times where I didn't precisely remember the words, and I knew my lip sync was a little bit off.
Did you just turn?
And I should have had the microphone off and just put it like this or something.
I have done that, sadly.
Oh no.
Yeah, Olivia had asked me to learn a song.
Oh, right.
And it was a rap song.
Right.
And it was like Sean Paul. It was really fast. Yes. And and she asked me 2 days beforehand.
Oh, Olivia.
And I love you. But it was fast. It was fast lyrics. It was a lot of words. It was 3 or 4 verses. And I went, what if I pulled a mic out of my pocket and just bounced?
There you go.
No one knew the better.
It worked.
Nobody knew the better.
I didn't know. I didn't notice.
And now you know. Rainbow Shooting Star. Yeah.
But I've had that happen where I was I knew my lip sync was slightly off, and it's just I'm so critical of myself.
Yeah.
Anything that's slightly off, I beat myself up to death. I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I'm getting better at it. I'm it used to be something went really, wrong, where I forgot lyrics or something, and I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
And, I had there was one thing I did where the performance the musical performance was not what I wanted it to be. You know, I smiled and everything, but when I got back to the dressing, I like
had a fit.
the wig. I remember the wig was like sliding off my head.
Oh no!
And it was just like one of those, you know,
one of those nights.
One of those nights where like everything went wrong, and I went back to the back room, and it's just like I think Alexis Flame was in the room, and Bella Noche was in the room, and I took the wig off, and I pulled it up my head, and I threw it, and I was like, the wig was falling off my head, and like, you know, and like Bella Noche was like, you know, it's like no one's ever seen.
No.
I generally
never.
Very
cool.
Never. I'm always like cool as a cucumber.
And you took it out on the wig.
I took it out on the wig, but it's okay. I knew my husband could restyle her, so differently, because it was something about it. It was like very like back heavy, and you know, and
it just wasn't working.
We didn't bobby pin it in, and all of a sudden it just you know, and I can feel it like sliding the.
And in your head you're going, it's live performance, it's live performance, it's live. Oh well, there it goes.
But you know, also, you know, having the experience of doing so many live performances, you learn to roll with the punches.
You go through it.
And I'll even joke I can even joke about things with people, and I'll just be like, that's the beauty of a live performance, folks.
Yeah.
You never know what's gonna happen.
It's true.
So you know, you just have to roll. So was that thing with the rap? Was that probably like one of the worst things that happened?
It was. Yeah, I really had no idea what the words are. I knew in my head what like the main lick of the song was.
Right.
It was like, you know, I knew the chorus.
Right.
But the rest was so fast and speedy and wordy.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I was like, I'm just gonna put some glitter on this microphone and just hold it up and bop.
There you go.
And you know what? It worked. It worked.
Sometimes that's
you
what
fake
you
it till you make it.
That's what you gotta do. All right. So now, drag on Long Island.
Yes.
Very different than drag in New York City.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you see, like, I mean, drag is coming back.
Oh no,
Long
definitely.
Island
There's a scene.
Very strongly, but you know, I know where I see it going. Where do you see drag going on Long Island?
Drag on Long Island. I think it's going to bulk up. I think there's going to be more performers, and I think that's a good thing.
Yes,
I think
absolutely.
that it's definitely a good thing.
Yes.
You know, we don't really have clubs on Long Island that cater to LGBTQ people.
True.
So, I think in the fact that the city has more of that, it's more accessible.
Yes.
Because you say drag and you just automatically say, oh, LGBTQ community, and that's something that goes hand in hand, always has.
Yes.
But what I appreciate on Long Island is you don't need that tag to be a drag queen or king and get a gig at a bar.
Right.
You can work a straight bar, and that's phenomenal. So I think that, you know, that being said, there's a lot changing in the Long Island drag community. Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah, I'm finding that the more not quite bar venues are kind of where it's heading. Like, like all the shows I've been doing at the Shabby Tabby Cat Cafes.
I do the Dragyoki.
Which
it's something new.
Yes, I'm hoping you're going to do it again, and hopefully the next time. I'll be free. I won't have, because you had wanted me to do it last time, and I actually had a concert.
I know.
I had a concert. I couldn't do it because I had been dying to do Dragyoki so bad.
It's so much fun because people who normally don't want to get up and sing karaoke. If you or I are coaxing somebody, they're kind of more.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. We were doing so well, and then all of a sudden. Facebook just died on us. So. Who knows?
That's okay.
I don't care. You know what? Macon baked me chocolate chip cookies. So I really don't care. When this is over, I mean, I'm just gonna eat chocolate chip cookies.
True.
So it's all good.
It's true.
Oh, so do you like to bake?
I do.
You do?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I enjoy it.
So cookies, cakes.
Cookies,
bread?
cakes. I was a big fan of the Julie and Julia movie, and then
I love that movie. Yes, I love that movie.
Yes, oh, it's phenomenal.
Oh.
What a great film. And then I got her book, and I did like a couple of the cakes and stuff in there. It's very good.
Nice.
They're very good.
I used to be like before.
They're 9 gazillion calories.
Yes.
But I mean, that's just looking at it.
Yes.
And then if you actually eat it, that's even worse.
Yes.
But I mean, they're so good.
Yes.
They're so good.
All the calories go right to my boobs now.
Oh, I like it. I like it. It helps.
I used to actually be like very much into cooking, and I actually was in the paper. Like I think was it Newsday did a thing for my shepherd's pie recipe.
Really?
Yeah, they had a picture of me holding it.
With the breasts?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I
no,
that
with goatee.
Oh.
With goatee. Yeah. So yeah, I used to like. Oh, I would go on these kicks. I was like, for a while, it was like baking cakes, baking cheesecakes. I was on made my own ice cream kick.
I did all those too.
And
I did all those too. Was it when you were watching TV?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That's me too.
And of course, I was also 100 pounds heavier.
Me too.
So.
Me too. So yeah.
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 So.
I'm down 100 as well. You
That's
as well.
amazing.
Yes, you too.
So then, did you do it all on your own?
Yes, I did.
So did I. I was considering this gastric sleeve surgery. I went I was going.
Yes, yes.
I was gonna have it done.
Yeah.
But they tell you have to lose weight before you're eligible.
Yes.
They want to see that you're serious.
Yeah.
And I ended up losing so much weight that
that you just kept going.
In it, yeah, and I actually fell below where I was eligible for the surgery, and then I just kept going.
Wow.
And I think a lot of it was doing drag, and performing. It was like I think there was just something about like not really living my most authentic life.
I definitely work out a lot more now than I did before I did drag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just something about that person inside of you.
Yeah.
You have to let them out.
Yeah, of course.
So
I'm happy that you feel so comfortable.
Thank you. I'm happy that you feel so comfortable too.
Thank you.
I am. Oh my. We were on a tear, and then Facebook betrayed us. We were literally betrayed by Facebook. I don't know why. I don't know how. All right. So we talked about where the different venues for shows on Long Island. What advice would you give specifically to someone wanting to be a drag king?
Do it.
There you go. Just do it.
Do it.
Just do it.
Do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that people spend far too much time sitting back and going, I don't know, I totally would. I just do it.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want to do. Go to YouTube University, like we all have.
Yes.
Look up a tutorial or two, and get yourself to try to do it. That's honestly my best advice.
Good advice. Just do it. Just do it. And I would always say, do what makes you happy.
Yeah, of course.
Because otherwise, what's the point?
What's the point?
Do what makes you happy. Describe your dream drag show.
My dream drag show.
Dream drag show.
I have a concept in my head that I would like to do a drag show with specifically a live band with drag performers that sing live.
I'm up for that.
Oh, you'd be in it. You'd be in it in a heartbeat. No, I think that would be an interesting concept.
That would be great.
Because you could cater the songs to the key that whichever performer would need it.
Right.
And I think it would be a unique experience. I think that would be a new thing for people to say.
Yes.
And I think people would like to see it.
Yeah. Then do you find that, especially if you're in a show, and mostly everyone else is lip syncing, when you come out and start singing, that it's sort of like the whole vibe of the room instantly changes?
It shifts.
Yes.
You can feel the shift.
Yes.
People are totally shocked by it.
Right.
And I think even more so now, I'm not saying that I have a good voice, but I think that
he has an amazing voice. He has an amazing voice.
but I think that they're surprised that that's, especially looking like this, perhaps, that voice comes out of my body.
Right.
I think that it's one of those, like, whoa moments. Yeah, and like before when I said the movie Victoria, that moment where she pulls the wig off and you realize, oh, that might be a man. I don't really know.
Yes.
It's that feeling of like, oh, I had this thought in my head of what they were going to sound like, and that's not it. And I like to push that on people. It confuses them.
I've had that happen to me where, like, you know, I come out looking, you know, Marilyn Monroe-ish and all this, and then, you know, I'm a baritone. I'm not a tenor. You know, although when I was a kid, I was a soprano until I was like 14 years old. Yes, I was a late bloomer. So, but now
she's made up for it
now. She's matured. But you know, I'm a baritone. So when I come out and I'm singing, and it's like, you know, it's not really, you know.
Yeah, but your voice goes high.
Yeah, I can't.
You can throw it.
I can stretch into like tenor.
You can. Yeah, you can. I've heard you. Stop yourself.
Yeah,
I've heard you.
not tenor one. I can't go that high. You know, certainly not. You know, like Novazar probably is like a counter tenor, right?
Novazar can sing soprano.
Yeah.
That's obnoxious.
Yeah.
I want to smack her sometimes.
I know.
She's so talented with the voice.
I know.
Yeah. She's able to hit notes that I can't hit, you know, being a cis female. So, you know, she's able to
So are you an alto?
I'm out. I have a pretty wide range, but I sit comfortably in like alto, like, you know, I can hit soprano though. But, you know,
I'm baritone. I can stretch into like tenor too.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, but like when I was younger, of course, they'd be like, "You're a tenor." Oh, sure, okay, whatever. You know, wherever they need me, I'll find a way.
Right.
So yeah.
It's all good.
It's all good. It's relative.
Good. That would be an amazing.
Wouldn't that be fabulous?
Amazing drag show.
I think so.
Right. What do you hope to achieve as Makon Mayhem in the future?
To change people's concept on what drag should be.
Nice.
Yeah. Because it's not cut and dry, not black and white. There's a lot of different performers who bring different things to the table, and I think that you have to watch them all. They're all doing fabulous things.
Yes.
You know, non-binary, trans, kings, queens. I think we should all, as a community as well, be welcoming and you know, supportive of each other. I think that that's what, you know, is going to move drag forward.
Yes.
Honestly.
I agree. I know, speaking for myself personally, I was never really a big drag king fan. You know, going way back to me.
Thank you for your honesty.
You know, yes, you know, I want to be honest about it.
I appreciate that.
You know,
I really do.
However, you know, seeing performers, especially you, has, you know, completely changed my feeling about it. Absolutely.
Well, that means so much to me,
100%.
It really does.
You know, I swear, affirm, and attest to that fact.
Wow.
So, yes.
Wow,
you know,
that says a lot.
Yes.
Thank
You know, well, you know, I needed to be educated, and I did. You know.
Exactly.
And I educated myself.
Yeah.
So,
I think that when you have one perception of what something is, and your mind is set on that, to see something break from it a little bit, and then to get to know that person, or to get to know that persona, it means a world of change to some people, you know? And I think that that's key, and that's true. It really means a lot to me that changed your perception.
Absolutely, 100%. You know, I can, you know, fully say that. It was like, you know, I used to sort of be like, poo-poo. I'm like, oh, a drag king. How hard could that be? You know, and it's like, and it is, but it is. It's hard.
There's some work.
It's hard.
It's not as difficult as the queens, but
no, you know, there's things about it, you know, everything is relative. Everything is relative. But you know, I used to like feel, you know, like, oh, a drag king. How hard could that be? You're just throwing on a man's suit or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, but you know, I put those misconceptions away, and you know, I like educated myself, and I opened my mind, and you know, as I said, stop being so narrow-minded, and you know, open yourself up to, like, you know, everything that drag could be, and you know, and certainly people like you, like Overreaction, Lady Andromeda.
Yeah.
I've totally changed, that more narrowed view that I had of drag.
And that's amazing.
Has opened it up
amazing.
to like all the colors of the drag spectrum, I would say.
That's amazing.
And I'm a better person for it. So.
That's great.
So that's my feeling. And now we want to talk about something that we have coming up that's very exciting.
Yes.
We have a very big show coming up that we're going to be doing together. It's the L.I. Tidor Cabaret. Yes. I actually printed this in reverse, so everyone out there on Facebook can read it. Usually I'm printing stuff, and I hold it up, and I'm like, oh wait, you're seeing the mirror image. So I printed it in reverse so that everyone can see it. So this is the L.I. Tidor Cabaret, which is going to be held August 10th at 8 p.m. at the Long Island Community Fellowship in West Babylon. And if you go to my page, I have the links there for Eventbrite, where you can get tickets. The tickets are $25. It's not a big venue, so if you want to come, I suggest get the tickets early, because more than likely it's going to be sold out, because we can't fit a lot of people. And this is a benefit for Long Island Transgender Day of Remembrance, which will, I forget, I know it's in November, I'm sorry, I can't remember the exact date of the Transgender Day of Remembrance. I apologize for that. I'll have all that information on my page. But it's going to be a benefit, a fundraiser for Transgender Day of Remembrance. And we have, besides myself and the wonderful Makon Mayhem, we have Gigi Glamour, Anita Moorhead, Lady LaBelle, Bella Noche, Ashley Jade, Maddie Keith, Olivia London, Trans Francisco, and Lady Andromeda. And it's going to be hosted by Mother Maybell, who you may know her brother Eddie Finan. So Mother Maybell is going to be emceeing that event. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll both be singing at that.
Yes,
so that's going to be a fun night. And then we have another thing we're doing together.
You do.
So you should talk more about that, the Beatles show.
Yes. So I have a theater company. I've had it for many years, called A Bite of Broadway. Mm-hmm. And what that theater company does is it raises money for charities such as Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, Long Island Breast Cancer Coalition, mm-hmm. 1 in 9. We've raised money for Children of Hope. We did a benefit a few years ago for our friend Liz, who was going through some medical problems. Mm-hmm. We actually paid for her prosthetics.
Wow.
And we are going to do a Beatles cabaret.
Yay, Beatles.
Toni is going to be doing it with us.
Yes, I finally get to do some Beatles songs.
Yes.
So we were actually talking about 2 of the songs that I'm going to be singing. I'm not going to tell you which. If you want to find out, you have to come.
Yes.
So, and where will people be able to get the
We'll see, A Bite of Broadway is on Facebook.
Bite of Broadway on Facebook.
Yes.
Okay.
And A Bite of Broadway is also on Instagram. People can get tickets through Think Big Theater.
Think Big Theater in Patchogue.
In Patchogue.
That's where it's going to be.
That's where it's going to be held.
Where it's going to be held.
Yes.
And it's going to be the date?
September 20. You wrote them down.
I did write them down.
Memory is horrible.
Yes, I know. I have the same way. I have to write everything down.
Yeah, me too.
So it's going to be
September 20th, 21st, and 22nd.
That's a Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday.
And a Sunday matinee.
Yes.
So 8, and 3.
3. Yeah. So I can't wait.
I'm going to be very, very, very excited about this one. I love the Beatles.
So do I. So do I.
They're amazing.
I know. So a lot of younger people that we work with, they probably don't even know who the Beatles are.
They probably have no idea.
So
yeah.
We must educate them.
We shall.
We shall.
We will.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining me here tonight.
Thank you for having me. I had so much fun.
Yes, this was so much fun, and I thank you for sharing all your experiences and knowledge with us. And as I've said, Makon is Long Island's premier drag king.
Thank you.
So, where can people see you next?
I will be performing at the Tidor
Cabaret.
Cabaret.
Is there anything before that?
I will be at Club Cumming on.
Ooh, nice.
Yes, I do a bi-monthly show there.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that nice? I enjoy it.
Very
I enjoy
nice.
it. On August 14th, and then again I will be on August 25th. I will be doing a show at, I can't remember the name of the theater, with a whole bunch of drag queens that do things other than lip sync. So some of them play musical instruments, some of them do magic, some of them do theater, which is really, really interesting. And then on August 26th, I'll be back at Stonewall with Novazar.
Very nice. Very
fun.
nice. Yes, I love Novazar. So I think I'm gonna be performing there at some point. I think in September with Imperial Court.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, they usually do. September is usually when they do the No Holds show.
Yes.
So I'll probably should be doing that.
Yes.
So and next Monday you can actually see me again on Facebook. However, I'm going to be on the new Strong Island TV show, Diva Time. Diva Time is coming, so that's going to be with Olivia London, who is the host. I'm her co-host, and our very first guest for that episode is going to be Frida Cox. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Fabulous.
Yes, it's going to be sort of like a drag queen version of The View.
Amazing.
In a way, it's gonna be a lot of different things, and so we're gonna.
It's gonna be a different view.
It's gonna be it's gonna be quite a different view, quite a different view. So I'm very excited to be doing that, and that's gonna be every Monday at 10 on Strong Island TV. I'm very excited about it, and so I hope you'll all continue to watch me on that. I will be continuing my own Toni Homeperm show. There's gonna be some interesting developments with that, but I can't talk about them yet.
Oh.
Can't reveal everything. I have to. I'm very modest, so.
Very Gypsy Rose.
Yes.
Give them a little and take it back.
Yes. So, but anyway, thank you so much for being here tonight. I can't wait
so
for.
much for having me.
I can't wait for all the things that we're going to be doing together.
Yes.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And I hope to see all of you at the shows we're doing, and go see Makon at all his shows, and hopefully you'll come to see me at my shows, and you'll keep tuning in. Okay, without any further ado, we're going to sign off because we have chocolate chip cookies.
We do.
So I'm sorry, we have to partake of them. So
That's right.
So I'm hungry. All right. Good night, everyone, and I'll keep you updated on Facebook as to when the next episode of the Toni Homeperm show will be. So, good night, everyone. Mwah. Now I have to. I can never find the button to end this.